Hello friends, welcome to my channel IT Career. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing excellent. Today we are going to discuss about instance templates. So, what are instance templates? Now, if I break the term instance templates, so instance we already know, we already discussed is what is a running virtual machine, right? An instance. We also call the running virtual machine as an instance. Now, second term, template. What are templates? Templates are nothing but a pattern for the processes, right? Like if I in the childhood, we used to have a piece of metal or wood or card, plastic or any kind of material. We used to use as a pattern for processes such as to do painting or cutting out, shaping, or anything we need for drilling purpose, right? That is template, a piece of paper. Now if I talk little bit from the IT perspective, so what are templates? Let us find out. Okay, let me give you a good analogy. So if I go to Google Cloud and if I want to create a new document, or it can be a Microsoft Word document. If you see Word document, or it can be a sheet, or right, Google sheet or slide, you see from the template, what is that? So now templates are nothing but a pattern. So think about, let us take these are these are the templates for resume. um, and if you create something like PowerPoint sheets, right? Google Sheets, and it has also template like monthly budget, um, calendar, right? Finance. So these are templates, they are created. So suppose you want to create a resume for multiple people, so your company decided that it should be like this template. Your name and experience should be like this, in this format. The experience, the font of this company should be this font, this size. It can be more companies, it doesn't matter, but the font size and everything will be like this, right? So this is called template. This is unchangeable. So this is one of the example I've given as an analogy for a template. So similar way, in cloud also, Google Cloud also, we have instance templates. So now let us read the definition. An instance template is a resource that you can use to create virtual machine instances and managed instance groups, MIGs. So what are managed instance group? We are going to talk in our next lecture. It's very important one, not in this lecture. So template is to create virtual machines. Instance template define machine type, boot disk image, and container image labels, startup script, and other instance properties. So instance template contains these properties. All right. You can then use the instance template to create a managed instance group or create individual virtual machines. Instance template is a convenient way to save a virtual machine instance configuration, so you can use it later to create virtual machine or group of virtual machine. So you can create virtual machine actually convenient way, easily, fasterly. Okay. Instance template is a global resource, so this is not bound to a zonal or region. However, you will specify some zonal resources in an instance template which restrict the template to the zone where the resources reside. So what is this about? Although it is a global resource, whenever you create an instance template, it does not ask where you have to create. It is a global one. However, there are some resources like they are zone specific. For example, let us read the example. If you include a read-only persistence disk from US Central B in your instance template, you cannot use that template in any other zone because specific disk exists only on. So what it means, every zone or region has their own resources, right? So suppose the read-only zone you created in an instance template from it is belong to the US Central, and now you want to create virtual machine using that template in the Asian region. Okay, now in the Asia region, that resource is not available, like read-only resource, persistent disk, it is not available, so you will not be able to use that one. That is it talking about. So for more information about zonal resources, you can go and visit this website of the Google Cloud. And when to use instance template is very important. Use instance template anytime you want to quickly create virtual machine based off the pre-existing configuration. If you want to create group of identical instances, a managed instance group, you must have an instance template to that group can use it. So if you want to create a virtual machine very quickly, then you have to use the instance template. How to update instance template? We are going to look into it after our lab. Okay, let us now jump into our lab and see how to create an instance template. Okay, so this is our GCP. All right, now it is a compute engine resource instance template. So click on compute engine and instance template. All right, under that, this is the page for instance template. So in this page, what you see create instance template at the top, and you can see the create instance template in the middle of the page, right? So both the things are same. You see a refresh button, and you can see the create virtual machine, which is disabled now because we don't have any instance template here listed. And you can create instance group, copy. These are disabled because we don't have any template created. And also we have a quick start. Now another thing, as I mentioned, every Google services or the APIs has their very good theoretical description, like as other like virtual machine and other things. So instance template also has the same thing. So you can click on read more, and you can read it. What is instance template? Instance template lets you to describe virtual machine instance. You can create group of identical instances based on the template. So remember, these are identical instances because instance template, whatever you have defined in the instance template, your virtual machine will be same. So I'm going to create instance template. Once you create it, it will ask for a name of the instance template. So it can be anything, and this is the same thing like we have for virtual machine and other things. It must start with the lowercase. So every Google services has a standard. Everything will be lowercase letters, and it can have numbers and hyphen, but it cannot be ending with hyphen. So we'll not change it. The default one we can keep it, and you can put anything else. Okay, it's up to you. You can add a label like department finance. Okay, and then save. And you see here instance template does not have the zone and region. All right, now your template should have suppose you decided your template should have E2 series and maybe E2 standard. Okay, 2, which is 2 vCPUs and 8 GB of memory. And you see the pricing is listed at the right side, and this is a pricing breakdown. And then like enable VM service confidential, we don't want that. Container based virtual machine, if you want, you can choose that, deploy a container. We don't want it right now. We already discussed this thing while creation of the virtual machine. And here you can change the operating system to whatever you like. So we keep it as Debian, so you can change it here like we have shown. Remember, we previously created Windows virtual machine. Now let us create Debian virtual machine, now Linux based. And yeah, let us give it balanced persistent disk and 10 GB of space. Select whatever it has default, and I'm allowing this allow HTTP, allow HTTPS, and allowing default access, and Service account I'm keeping the default one. In the advanced option, same thing. These attributes will show, I mean, whatever we have a creation of the virtual machine, it will show here network disk. If you want to have a additional disk, we can add it. We're not going to do it right now. Management and other things. Okay, sole tenancy, and then we are going to create the instance template. Okay, by the way, this is the price of the not instance template. It is the price of the virtual machine. Okay, so we are going to click create. Okay, now the instance template is created. Okay, it is under creation. You can see the notification. Yeah, here you can see it is created and it is green mark here. Refresh it once. All right, so now you have the instance template. Now you have this one. Now you have a requirement that you have to create 100 virtual machine. Okay, so what you will do, you are going to use this template. So how, I mean, to create virtual machine one by one, it will be take time, right? If you go here and create instance, and then you have to put everything, you have a requirement of 100 virtual machine, and with the same configuration E2, and then the series, machine type, everything, same 100 same. So you don't need to create like this. You just use the template like this. Go to instance template, and our template is created. Click on the triple dot, and you can create virtual machine. Okay, or you can create instance group, which we'll see in our next video. Okay, and you can delete that. So you can create from here, create VM, or you can create from here. Both the things are fine. So I'll click here, create virtual machine. So now you see that while creation, it is taking the template, this template. If you want to change the template, if you have multiple templates, you can change it. And this is the name of the virtual machine. Okay, now you are creating in the virtual machine, remember, and this is the cost of the virtual machine we have seen earlier while creation of the template. So now you see what are the things came. So you can put the name, my first VM Debian, and make sure I have written correct spelling, DBIAN. Okay, Debian, and then I'll put template, instance template, just to identify why this VM was created. So you see that the levels came. Remember, we have given department finance for that. Now you have an option here to change the things. Okay, while creation of the virtual machine, you have a option to change. So now this region and the zone is you need to specify, right? Because this is virtual machine, you have to put a region and zone, so which is not defined in the instance template. So you have to choose it. All right, so you choose it whatever you like. I'll choose US East B, US East 1 and US B, or whatever, any zone I can choose. And then machine family and all are coming from the instance template. These properties are coming from instance template. E2, remember, which is selected. But here also you can change it if you want. Suppose out of the 100 VMs, you have one VM, you have to create different configuration differences. You can change it here. Okay, but it will come from the instance template by default, so that you don't have to worry about these things. All right. Now you see that the name of the boot disk and everything is same, Debian and all. It is came from instance template, and everything like HTTP, HTTPS we selected there, right? So now it will ask you to everything will come. Okay, and also everything under advanced option will be kind, as we did not specify anything for advanced options, so we're not going to see those things. All right, so now I'm going to create, and click on create to create the virtual machine. And let me go back to our slide. How to update an instance template. Instance templates are designed to create instances with identical configuration. So you cannot update an existing template or change the instance template after you created it. Okay, so let me go back. It is saying you cannot change it because they are Their purpose is to create a multiple semi-identical, multiple virtual machine with same configuration, identical configuration. So you cannot create it. You need to make changes. If you need to make changes to the configuration, you need to create a new instance template. You can create a template based on existing template or based on existing instance. You can override instance template field while creation of the VM instance template. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, just before creation of the VM, I said, right, you can override the instance template fields while creation of the VM. Okay, you can create change those things. So now let me go back here. Okay, my virtual machine is created. So let us go, before I move it to virtual machine, log into virtual machine, let me see one thing. Instance template, as it said, you cannot change already, right? Let me show you. You cannot change, you cannot edit that instance template. Okay, so go inside that, and you see there is no edit button here. You cannot edit it. If you want to change something in here, you cannot do it. You have to create a new instance template. Okay, so that's about the instance template. Now the virtual machine we created, let us take a look at that, how it looks like. And yes, you see the status is green, instance is running. My first virtual machine Debian instance template, and I have selected ESP, and then this is the internal IP and this is the external IP. So now I'll SSH to that the virtual machine. Okay, so it will take some time. Here you go. Here is the virtual machine. So if you see host name, you see that my first VM Debian instance template. This is the file systems. Right. All right. And that's about it. So you can create multiple virtual machine, identical virtual machine using the instance template. Now what about the pricing? So pricing, there is no additional charge for using instance template. You are charged for the resources that you create based on the template. So actually there is no charge. You can have so many multiple instance template created, but Google will not charge you. But yeah, definitely when it will be charged for the resources that you created based on the template. So the resources you created, like this one, this virtual machine, that will be charged. The disk you created it will be charged. Okay, see this is created just now for that VM. All right, I think that's all about instance template. So we covered in the compute engine, we already covered virtual machines, we covered instance template, we covered machine images, and we also discussed about committed use discounts, snapshot images. Disk we already covered, there's nothing much in the disk. And next lecture we will be having instance group and maybe sole tenant nodes, which are very easy to understand, but yeah, I'm going to cover in a separate lecture. And after that we'll have a knowledge check on the compute engine, and then we're done. And yeah, one or two lecture will be on the command line interface, CUI tool, like we have, right, CLI and SDK. We'll run every Google Cloud G Cloud command, whatever we did in the console, we are going to do everything in the command line tool. Okay, and I'll show you how to do those things. That will be another 2-3 lectures, and then we'll move forward with the Kubernetes engine. All right, with that said, I'm done for the day and for this lecture. If you have liked the video, please like the video and give a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel, and please share with your friends and family so that the channel will grow. Thank you so much.